Rolling up the tracks, 5 hours down. Game master flashing me, tearing through town. Venting about work, laughing at trash. This train line's a joke, but we're making it last. Uber ride, man, we're lucky we live. Driver took right away like a personal gift. Ansel's head open, but lied through their teeth. So we left our chairs out, rebellion in the streets. And I can hear the sound, it's calling out. Sacred hearts alive, and there's no doubt. Henry's on fire, got the whole place laughing. 6 strings slinging, piano magic happened. Their fields burning with the spotlight glow. Saturday night, we're sealing the show. And Nikki, harmonies tight, cracking us up with their left field bite. Matt's got the keys to the whole damn place. Told me to send my tracks his way. 10 cars snapping shots like a ghost in the dark. John of the shreds here throwing jokes like darts. Sax in the mix, cool as the night. Double bass and hey, felt like a microstorm, alright. And I can hear the sound, it's calling out. Sacred hearts alive, and there's no doubt. Henry's on fire, got the whole place laughing. 6 strings slinging, piano magic happened. Their fields burning with the spotlight glow. Saturday night, we're sealing the show. The doors, but let us say Barstool's full stories on replay. New York trains can't wait till dawn. This night ain't over till the lights are gone. This night ain't over till the lights are gone. Henry's on fire, got the whole place laughing. 6 strings slinging, piano magic happened. Their fields burning with the spotlight glow. If you weren't here, well now you know. Shout out to the ones who couldn't be here. We'll drink one down and save them a cheer. Saturday night, Fairfield's alive with Henry on stage. Man, what a time!
The deficit's at an all-time high as carbon emissions fill the sky, and North Korea's firing bombs as political accusations fly, and California just got hit by a swarm of killer bees. And now you tell me there's a fucking global disease. COVID-19, COVID-19. I've been sitting here in quarantine while the nightly news tells deadly tales of COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. Could you spare some hydroxychloroquine? 'Cause I think that I've got COVID-19. COVID-19, COVID-19, take another shot of Listerine as we raise our glasses high again to COVID-19, COVID-19. I had sex with Candy Finkelstein in a dream I had about COVID-19. And I can't wait till I'm dead from COVID-19. First she has a boyfriend, the next day she's engaged, then she says she's married. Girl, why are you playing these mind games? Love games, head games, brain games, mind benders, brain twisters. She's playing with my head. I saw her on the street with another guy. Funny, cause she told me she didn't want to be in a relationship. Mind games, love games, head games, brain games, brain twisters, mind puzzlers. She's playing with my head. Word jumbles, brain busters, trivia questions, puzzle conundrums, jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, Wordle. We haven't spoken in years. Someone told me that she moved to California and married a lawyer. But then she calls me out of the blue and said she wants to sell me vitamin water. Oh. Smiled, so I asked her on a date. She said that she was gay. Girl, why are you playing these mind games? Love games, head games, brain games, mind benders, brain twisters. She's playing with my head. Word jumbles, magic mazes, spot the difference. What's the one where it's got the letters going around it and you have to use a common letter and unscramble it and make as many words as you can? Word quizzes, brain busters, trivia questions, puzzle conundrums, jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, words without friends, mind games.
Check. Testing 1 2. Check. Check test. Help. Help. Check test 1 2. Checking the mic. Checking the mic. Check. Help. 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 Help me. Check. Ooh. Ooh. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I've got a little bit of phlegm today that's interrupting my vocal cords. It should clear up as some of the phlegm sort of loosens around the vocal cords. What do we have here? We have some alerts going. Oh, come on. Oh, boy. It's Stream Elements. sign me out, even though I never signed out. It never used to be like this. Now it says it's time to get started on getting paid and stuff, but it's like, come on. I want to go to my dashboard. I gotta log in. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh boy, and the alerts are coming in, so I better get to work here. You know, people change stuff. I mean, maybe there's a way to change it back. I don't want to sound like a boomer or whatever. But it's just like, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. 3 years I've been streaming, and all of a sudden everything that used to be here, now it's here, and then they change it all. But I'm sure it's my fault. Lacey T, thank you so much for your tier 3 subscription. That's amazing. Great. Thanks so much for that support. That's very generous of you, and great to hang out with you and play Topgolf back in Naperville, Illinois, with you and many other users at our meet and greet /show / drank a little too much beer session that happened in Naperville, Illinois. That was a lot of fun, and there will be more. I'm going to do more touring. Dark Ages says, that was fun, although I embarrassed the hell out of myself. Really? I don't remember that at all. Or are you talking about golfing? Golfing, I want to say, by definition, is a self-deprecating sport. That's the reason that I enjoy it. I suck. But you'll notice if you go to a golf course and play with some new people, and you say, hey, guys, I'm just going to tell you ahead of time, I suck. They'll be like, oh, we all suck. That's the way it works. That's golf. But then when I actually go out there and take my first swing, they kind of change a little bit and go, oh, I get it. You really, really do suck. We were just being sort of polite and self-deprecating and self-effacing. But you're actually a guy who really does suck. Please don't hold us up. Bert Bufftug says, wow, Bert Bufftug cheered 100. Thank you so much, Bert Bufftug. And it says here, a doctor recently told me yesterday that I have a Tom Jones syndrome. I told them I'd never heard of it before and asked if it's rare. The doctor said it's not unusual. Okay, so computer, volume 10. Computer, tell me a little bit about Tom Jones syndrome, please.
From BetterHelp.com. This condition typically involves an individual faking or deliberately creating symptoms of medical problems to receive sympathy, attention, and care.
Okay, so it could be that what you actually have is something called Munchausen's disease by proxy. Parasitosis says bowling is the same. Yeah. I'm really glad we switched from bowling to golfing. We basically just took bowling and put it outdoors and gave us a club. Fitchin' Hat, or Tick Knot, says, how many beers is too many beers? I don't know there was such a thing. Let me think here. I've heard it described very well in the past. Doug Benson, the comedian, once said that too many is if you're hanging onto the grass to keep from falling off the earth. I think that was the phrase that stuck in my head. And I've only been there a couple of times, so I think I'm good. Everyone type Forson says, just throw the ball in a straight line. What the fuck? Yeah, you're talking about golfing. You have to actually hit it, though. Carrie Blank says, Johnny Paycheck says, 15 beers is a whole lot of brew. Yeah, but it depends. Are they light beers or are they those IPAs? At Danny's Bar and Grill in Naperville, I tend to go for the IPAs, which is sort of like having about 4 beers and a stack of pancakes in every glass. Okay, yeah, Dark Ages. Midnight was getting pretty good, and I was giving him some tips. Hopefully he's continuing his golf career, and we haven't seen Midnight in a while, but it'd be great to play some games with him if he wants to. I guess he's probably busy, and that's fine. People get busy. People get busy on the train to Jordan. Speaking of Jordan, we have another pic here that someone sent. This is sent to us by Hatem, Hatem, Hatem. I might be pronouncing that wrong. I hope, probably pronounced it wrong. This apparently is Jordan, and Hatem lived about an hour away. This is beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of my favorite movie, Jesus Christ Superstar. Parasitosis says, Hatem damn near killed him. Yeah, I might have pronounced that wrong. There's no way to know the pronunciation of names when you're reading them. Zorfi says, damn, look at that. Yeah, that is really something. Thanks, Hatem, for sending us this. Bert Bufftug says there was a sandstorm in Phoenix the other day. Oh, yeah, there was. And that was the picture that I was showing, and I wanted to comment on that. So let me get back to it. But first, we got all kinds of shit that we've got to do here. I want to thank It's Kate X, one of our main users who gave us a raid and shared 4 raiders with us. Thank you so much, It's Kate, for all that you do. And Krogana707, thank you so much for subscribing at the Tier 1. Gumme Cande, thanks for 33 months of awesome cooking explaining, Henry. Thank you so much, Gumme Cande. Lacey T, thanks again. And Calicus, who comes to us from the land of the midnight sun. Hello, Henry and the users. It's a wonderful sunset here in the Arctic, but I still rather watch Henry cooking and roast beefing. Thank you so much, Calicus. I bet it's beautiful there. So the sun is finally setting there, huh? Computer, what time is it right now in Finland?
In Finland, it's 9:08 p.m.
9:08 p.m. Oh, okay. So you guys are starting to normalize over there. So does that mean in Antarctica? Because Antarctica would be the anti of Arctica. Sort of like the Antichrist. The anti-Arctica probably would be the sun is just coming up. Am I getting that right? I don't really know how any of that works. Bert Bufftug says, like music to my eyes. Okay. Scuba Steve 361 says, have you ever gone scuba diving? I have not. No, but I've gone snorkeling. And I saw some sea life, and I got freaked out, so I ran out of the beach with my flippers on and went screaming to my mommy. This was in the summer of 2024. Fondue Yourself says, you have it right in theory, but there are a lot of theories that are wrong. So shrug. Yeah. But about which? Oh, about the Antarctica thing. Could be. All right, everybody. Everyone type force and says, I think that might have been the user's mom. Yeah, and remember, when we say users here at Henry's Kitchen, we're referring to the group of people who use the platform, not drug addicts. But obviously, with any sample of people, there will be some subset of them that are drug addicts, and we don't judge. But that's not what we're referring to. We do sometimes. Okay, Pug Lady sent us this. Now, this is what's called a haboob. And so, Pug Lady, thanks for sending this picture of your haboob. Computer, what is a haboob?
Haboob is the noun meaning a thick dust storm or sandstorm that blows in the deserts of North Africa and Arabia or on the plains of India.
Yeah. So, a haboob is a dust storm, apparently. And wait, so did it say Africa? It didn't even say Arizona. Computer, can you repeat that?
Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
Computer, what is a haboob?
Haboob is a noun meaning a thick dust storm or sandstorm that blows in the deserts of North Africa and Arabia or on the plains of India.
Doesn't even mention Arizona. That's really lame that they don't mention that they happen in America. I think that it's probably politically motivated. That's my guess. Maybe we have to rename it the Haboob of America. Pisling says, Clanker has no memory. Yeah, sure. Everyone type Forsen says, did you know Haboob started off as a Moroccan cultural world? It was discovered in 1769 by a Middle Eastern merchant by the name of Sahid Ambatukam. I didn't know that, everyone type Forsen, but you really are a wealth of knowledge, I will say. Bert Bufftug says, to be fair though, I didn't mention Arizona either. True. And you don't have to, but if you are giving scientific information, it probably does help. Okay, everybody. A lot of hate on clankers. What's a clank? Computer, what's a clanker?
Clanker is a noun meaning something that makes a clanking noise.
A clanking noise. Yeah, well, I don't like beeping noises either, I gotta say. They drive me nuts. Sorry, they don't drive me nuts because that word is not politically correct anymore. I think the young people say it drives us apeshit. Schneebs Plays says a derogatory term for robots. Oh, okay. Well, I guess computer, that's an insult toward you. Okay, let's go ahead and do some music, shall we? Thanks again so much, Pug Lady, for sending us this cool picture. I hope you're okay. I guess you must be okay because you took the picture and you did a caption on it. But my brother lives in that area and sent some pretty amazing pictures as well. I'm just glad everybody's okay. I think the power was off, maybe, for a little while. Let's go ahead and do some of our songs. Dark Aegis sent us a follow-up picture to the hotel from the other day's picture, and it says here, here's a photo of the pool area. Wow. That must have been a cool pool. The pool area of that abandoned hotel in Colorado. Another fun fact is that a reviewer mentioned the owner shared a fear about joining a Luciferian cult, explaining that you can't leave a Luciferian cult. If you join, you're Luciferian for life. Okay, I'm going to have to understand this. Bert Bufftug, this is what it looks like after having too many beers. Yeah, I would say that. That's sort of what I feel like the next morning in Naperville. Let's see here. This is the pool area of an abandoned hotel in Colorado. Another fun fact is that a reviewer mentioned that the owner shared a fear about joining a Luciferian cult, explaining that you can't just leave a Luciferian cult if you join. And that's probably true for most cults. I don't want to just single out the Luciferians. Dennis Wilson from the Beach Boys famously befriended Charles Manson and engaged in relationships with all of the Manson family. And when the news came out that they killed innocent people, Dennis Wilson never really got over it. Even after they were all put in prison, Dennis Wilson lived in a boat off the coast of the Pacific here in Southern California and didn't want to come to shore and drank all the time because he was afraid that they were going to come to get him. So the question is, how much of it is psychological? Like, you can leave. It's like the song from the Eagles. You can check out any time you want, but you can never leave. It means you can physically take yourself away from the cult, but it's always going to be in your head. I know this. I joined a cult that revolved around worshiping Munster cheese. And even though my parents were eventually able to deprogram me and get me out of it, I still have nightmares. Schneeb Plays says, dank weed cults meet at the pool. Sure. Lacey T says, if you joined it, you're still in it. You better bring the Munster. Yeah. Our whole thing was we didn't worship the Munster cheese, but rather the orange stuff that surrounds it. Okay. Thanks, Dark Ages. This is a cool pick. Let's go ahead and do a song to it, actually. This is a song that was requested to us. Oh, shit. I'm so sorry, but can we get... Can somebody tell us who requested Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Because I didn't write it down, and I like to give credit. Slash Knox. Okay, thank you. Thanks, It's Kate. Always on it, and I really appreciate that. Slash Knox, thank you so much for requesting this song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think this background is perfectly interesting and decrepit to back up a Red Hot Chili Peppers song. Okay. Wait, oh shit, we're gonna have to find a key that works here. How long? That's too low. Sorry everybody for the sort of musical blue balls here. How long? Okay. How long will I slide? Separate my side. I don't believe it's bad. Slitting my throat is all I ever... Wow, that got really dark fast. I heard your voice through a photograph. I thought it up and brought up the past. Once you know you can never go back, I've got to take it on the other side. Centuries are what it meant to me. A cemetery where I marry the sea. Stranger things never changed my mind. I've gotta take it on the other side. Take it on the other side. Take it on. Take it on. How long will I slide? Separate my side. I don't believe it's bad. Slitting my throat is all I ever... It sounds like he's about to say had, but he never does. It's interesting. Pour my life into a paper cup. The ashtray's full and I'm spilling my guts. She wants to know, am I still a slut? I've gotta take it on the other side. Scarlet Starlet, she's in my bed. A candidate for a soulmate bled. Push the trigger and pull the thread. I've gotta take it on the other side. Take it on the other side. I assume he's referring to the back side. I don't know. Does anybody know what the song's about? How long will I slide? Separate my side. I don't believe it's bad. Slitting my throat is all I ever... Pancake King says it's a metaphor for turning the other cheek. Oh, okay. Thank you for the clarification. Annalition 532 says, I see Henry cropping up on my feed a lot, and now he's cropping up on my Twitch recommended. I think the algorithm is on to me. That's right. Thanks, Annalition 532. I hope that I'm not showing up in your feed unsolicitedly. unwantedly. It's not my fault, I promise. If it were up to me, I wouldn't be promoting anything. Thanks, Annalition532. Scuba Steve 361 says, moms that use or people who use moms. What? Oh, that must be a reference to something we said a while back. Okay, I don't know how the melody goes of this part, so I'm just going to talk it. That's a little trick if you're ever doing a cover song. Just play the chords and then just speak it, and it'll sound like you're just being dramatic. Here we go. Turn me on, take me for a hard ride. Burn me out, leave me on the other side. I yell and tell it that it's not my friend. I tear it down, and then it's born again. How long will I slide, separate my side? I don't believe it's bad, yeah. Slitting my throat is all I ever had, yeah. I don't believe it's sad, yeah. Slitting my throat is all I ever had. That kind of ended a little bit like Sound of Silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again. Little mashup there. Bradford Bartos. Did you ever see Fishbone in LA? They were the best band live I ever saw. They opened for Red Hot Chili Peppers in St. Louis. Thanks, Bradford. You know what? About 3 years ago, during the pandemic, and you have to forgive me, I'm forgetting the name of the main guy, which is blowing my mind that I can't remember his name. The lead. He performed at a little dive bar in the town that I grew up in, La Crescenta, California. I did snap a picture. Everyone type Force and says John Johnson. No. Bradford Bartos, you're right. Angelo, yeah. Angelo played at a little dive bar in La Crescenta, California called The Roar Room on Foothill Boulevard, and I snapped a picture of him setting up the equipment. And my buddy and I, my friend Tom from high school and I were just kind of blown away by the fact that he was performing in that little spot, and it was great. It was a super fun show. Franz Schubert asks, is it Tom from MySpace? No. Bradford Bartos says, a great front man. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for that memory, Bradford, and I hope you're well. Let's check in on the alerts here. Scuba Steve, thanks again for your subscription. Everyone type Force and says, Tom was my best friend on MySpace. Yeah, he was definitely in my top 8. If you had Tom in your top 8, that meant that you only had 7 friends. Dazzlecat says, I thought Henry was talking about RHCP and I tried to type Flea. Well, Flea apparently lived in La Crescenta as well. It was a big, they called it Rock Crescenta for a while. Some people called it Lead Crescenta. All right, I'm getting off a little bit. So here, let's get back on track. Let's do another song, shall we? Thanks again, Dark Ages, for that very cool picture. Henry Townsend sends us a cool picture of presumably his neighborhood city hall. That's very, very nice. Nice pic. I like it. Reminds me a little bit of... for the second time yesterday, I saw the movie Weapons because I liked it so much. It's a great movie. Go see it if you like scary movies. Because if you see a movie like that the second time, it's one of those non-linear movies where it just goes through somebody's story, kind of like Pulp Fiction or the movie Go. And what's fun about it is when you see it the second time, you start noticing things that you didn't notice the first time. Parasitosis says you watch some Neil Breen films, Henry. I don't know any Neil Breen. Computer, who is Neil Breen?
From Wikipedia.org. In April 2013, Bray joined Network 10 for an 8-year stint as its chief rugby commentator, after 10 acquired the rugby free-to-air broadcast rights.
Nice. I'll check out some of his movies. Dark Ages says, I can't wait to grab Weapons on Blu-ray for the same reason. I felt like that kind of movie. Yeah, no, it's one of those movies that's an instant classic. And you're right. Yeah, the guy from Whitest Kids You Know, which was a sketch comedy troupe. Very, very fun stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another picture here. Oh, Parasitosis sends us this cool one. Wow, Steel Reserve 211. Is that a beer? High gravity. High gravity, that would mean high density, I think, right? I'm not sure. Parasitosis, there was no... Oh, malt liquor. Or malt. Awesome. Looks good. Maybe we'll use this. Well, no, we can't really use this for the background of our next song because it's kind of an epic song. So I need something more landscapey. Everyone type Forsen says, I wish Kairosa was the mods just fuck around now. Okay. Inalition 532 was watching bits off Whitest Kids You Know earlier. Small World, shame about Trevor. Oh, that was tragic. That was just awful story. Okay. We're going to go to another background here. For this next one, we're going to have to go back a little ways and get something that's a little bit more iconic. Why don't we do this one from Nancy Drudels? I also want to thank Nancy Drudels. I didn't get a chance to thank Nancy Drudels for giving me a couple of word games for the Mind Games song. Specifically, Spot the Difference and Word Jumbles. Dragon Ball Mike, hey you guys. Am I not being cool right now? I think you're being cool. Seems like it. Teaser Tuesday, malt liquor. In college, my friends had a drinking competition with that. It was a disaster. Oh, I'll bet it was. Okay, let's go ahead now and do this song. This is a song by the great Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond, of course, probably before most of y'all's times. Or y'all's time. Computer, is it y'all or y'all's?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, why would a computer know anything about grammar? What? Parasitosis, Dragon D's nuts. Yeah, uses, as Parasitosis says. I think that's more in the Midwest. Everybody's got their own version of the second person plural. So I just want to use whatever's the least controversial. What the Duck says, hey, Henry. Hey, y'all's. Hey, what the Duck. Carrie underscore says, Neil Diamond is the start of my time as I was conceived at a Neil Diamond concert. Okay. And does conceived mean, that means that you were, that's when they had sex, your parents. It's not when you were birthed. I always get that confused. Computer, when was Carrie underscore birthed?
Carrie Underwood was born in 1983.
Okay. I'm sorry it didn't have your information in there. Pineapple Jalapeno says, I wish you would play me like that guitar. You know, it's funny that you say that because Play Me is a song by Neil Diamond, and I assume that was a reference to Neil Diamond. Okay, Maui Girl 45 says, can you play Neil Hamburger instead? I know that Neil Hamburger is a fantastic comedian, but is there a song called Neil Hamburger as well? Because if there is, I'm not familiar with it. But I would play it because it sounds like it would be amazing. Everyone type Forsen says they hire any one of mods these days. Shaking my head. Sounds like you're having what you call a boomer moment. Anytime you say these days. Fap Heart GoPro. Damn, did I miss the cooking? No, you did not. Fap Heart GoPro. You did not miss any cooking at all. I'm just taking my time. Let's go ahead and do a song. We're going to do a song here by the great Neil Diamond that was requested to us on the Discord in the music channel by one JackOTP. JCKOTP. No idea what that means, but great taste in music. So let's go ahead and without further ado, let's do it. With a background picture that was sent to us by Nancy Droodles, who we're also thanking for submitting some word games for the Mind Games song. LA's fine, sun shines most of the time, the feeling is laid back. Wait, do I not have reverb this whole time? Have you guys been hearing me talk this whole time? Oh, come on. So I did a whole song with no reverb and nobody even told me to put it on. That must have sounded like total shit. Wow, Slashnock says I did Red Hot Chili Peppers Peepers without any reverb. Beelzebub said it sounded great. Well, you know what? That was kind of during a time in the 90s where production started scaling back and people started using less reverb as sort of one of those reactionary things to the 80s. You know, the 60s was a reaction to the 50s, the 90s was a reaction to the 80s. So let's just say I did that on purpose. Slashnock says I'm good without reverb. Nah, I like a little reverb, especially for this song. We're doing an epic Neil Diamond song. We got to have a little echo. This is supposed to be in an arena. LA's fine, the sun shines most of the time. The feeling is laid back. Well, except for the palm trees and the groves and the rents. But you know, I keep thinking about making my way back. I just fucked up those lyrics pretty bad, I'm sorry. Well, I'm New York City born and raised. But nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. Not a great lyric there. I am my cry. I am, said I think Dr. Seuss wrote this. And I am lost and can't even say why. Leaving me lonely still. Thick and Hat says Clint Eastwood talking to an empty chair. Yeah, I think he was referencing this song when he did that art piece. Okay, we've got another verse here. I'm sorry, I don't feel like I'm really doing this well. Maybe we're going to have to move this into an arena of some sort. Let's use one of our arena picks here. Slashnox. This will make up for the lack of reverb. Did you ever hear about the frog who dreamed of being a king and then became one? Well, except for the names and a few other changes. For example, you'd have to change the part about the frog and the king, I guess, and replace it with a guy like me who teaches people how to cook on the internet. Well, then my story's the same one.
I have an emptiness deep inside, and I tried, but it won't let me go. And I'm not a man who likes to swear, but I've never cared for the sound of being alone.
Hold on. Did anybody else think he was about to swear there? It's kind of weird. He says, I'm not a man who likes to swear, and then he doesn't swear. I don't think that makes any sense to me. Excuse me, I hope you don't mind my swearing, but I just don't care for being alone. Like, what? I think maybe it was a radio edit, but since we're on Twitch, we could probably, I'm gonna fix that here.
And I'm not a man who likes to swear, but asshole, bitch, cunt, dick, fucking leave me alone. I am, I said, to no one there. And I am, not even the chair. I am, I cried. I am, said I. And I am lost and I can't even say why. Leaving me lonely still.
All right, everybody. I apologize for Neil Diamond swearing in that song, but that's the way it was originally written. Alexander Dean, thank you so much. Parasitosis says that part MASH coded as fuck at the end. Yeah, it is. It actually is very. It's actually a major chord version of MASH. Because the MASH would be. Pancake King, Suicide is Painless. Parasitosis says Suicide is Painless is so good. It's a beautiful song written by Robert Altman's son, I believe, for the movie MASH, and then it turned into a theme song. I do want to say we've talked about suicide lightheartedly a lot. I have a character named Jose Suicidio. I don't want to sound like a public service type person, but just if you are having problems, the reason I like to make light of it is because it's such a dark situation that sometimes making things light is the way that we can confront them and take their power away and deal with them a little bit. But if you do feel like you have problems with depression, just know that it gets better. Hey, I discovered cooking somewhere in my early 40s. And I'll be honest with you, being a cooking explainer has changed my life for the better, and I'm happy about it. New York Carl says, that's true, like a speeding car towards me. Yeah, I don't remember what the reference was there, but sure. Oh, Desolate Reality. Jose is a character. I thought he was a real person and we get to see him on stream with you at some point. No, I want to make it clear. Jose Suicidio is an artist who I named and that I commission occasionally to write songs for the Henry's Kitchen stream. And there's going to be a new album. I finally got him to get his ass out of bed, out of his depression, and start working on a second album 10 years later. Calicus says, yes, Henry, you help us all with your cooking even if you don't want to. Yes, I very rarely want to. Every morning I plod my weary way out of bed and go to the kitchen and make coffee, and I cook and I eat whatever it is that I cook, because if you don't cook, you die. And dying, from what I understand, is a lot worse than making coffee. Calicus, I'm so grateful you do. Thanks, Calicus. Slashknock says the best part of depression is you'll never be disappointed. You already are the worst. Yeah, that's right. It's the old, the pessimist is always proven correct or pleasantly surprised. And neither is bad. Annalician 532, what kind of coffee is your favorite? I like the Major Dickinson's blend from Peet's, P-E-E-T''S. I do like a good French roast now and then, but I can't have it every morning, but it's a nice treat now and then. But it's very dark. Desolate Reality. Henry, I see you're going to be in Florida again. I'm still waiting for you to come to Oregon. I got to get back to Oregon. I got to get back there and have some of that amazing coffee and some of that great craft beer you guys get there. It's just, it's a matter of finding the right venue. What we're doing now is we're trying to find a bar that has like acoustic music on a regular basis. And if they don't mind us taking it over completely and setting up the tickets on brown paper tickets, and if the bar's just happy having 80 people or so in the bar, then we can make it happen. But so far, there's really only been 2 places that have done that for us. Al Caponage says Laurelhurst in Portland. Okay, let's take a look at Laurelhurst. I'll look at it. I appreciate the recommendation. That would be great. Or Al Caponage changed it and said Laurel Thirst. Okay. I'm going to look into that. Okay, right now we got to make some of this pudding here. How can I do this here? I'm going to have to pull this up. I'm going to have to go to... I have to go to the shorts. But I don't see it all of a sudden. Oh, by the way, some of you might be wondering about my cat, Roast Beef. Well, Roast Beef loves his stroller nowadays. He gets into that stroller and just sleeps all day. I've got a little landing pad for him, which is in the form of a pillow, so he doesn't hurt his little paws when he jumps down on it. It's he's a geriatric cat, so he needs little things like that here and there. But for the most part, I'd say Roast Beef's doing okay. He had some high blood pressure recently, and so he's on a medication for that. He's also got arthritis in his knees, but he's taking a shot now to bring down the swelling in his knees. There's a appointment on Thursday, a vet appointment to find out how he's doing overall. But I would say for a cat that's 20 years old, and that's the equivalent of a 100-year-old man, he's doing pretty damn good. I'd say that this is a product. Roast Beef is a product, a walking endorsement of medical science. And if you see him, he's cute. You can pick him up, you can scratch his head, and he's doing pretty well compared to a 100-year-old human. I don't think you can pick up a 100-year-old human without all their bones breaking. Saguaro U says Roast Beef is a prize specimen. Yep. All right. Please take care of your animals. They're precious. Ow. I will say that my back hurts, and also this hurts a little bit. Metalist69 says, you are correct. I picked up my 100-year-old grandmother and she crumbled into dust. Yeah, you got to be careful when they get old. All right. Anybody out there who's over 40, I recommend if you're going to start cooking, do some exercises. First, we're going to do arm circles. And the way you do this is that you do you start out very narrow or very small circumferences or whatever, and then you make them bigger gradually. It's very important you do it gradually. This is going to get your flactoids. Dark ages, Henry, I hurt myself warming up. What do I do now? Well, you got to warm up for the warm up. That's what you did wrong. I don't know what you do now. I guess you got to go to an orthopedic surgeon. Okay, some twists. You want to touch your shoulder blades. Warm-ups are very important. And this is the last one here. This is shoulder shrugs. We're going to do left side, right side, both. Do about 10 of them. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay. Now we're feeling good, everybody? Okay, so let's take a look at this video that I saw of somebody making pudding. But what the fuck? They're making it with eggs and not with cornstarch or whatever you normally... computer, how do you normally make chocolate pudding?
Okay, for chocolate pudding, I recommend chocolate pudding from Simply Recipes. 2 hours, 30 minutes to make. What would you like? Start recipe, save recipe, send to phone, add to list.
Calm down. Hey, computer, stop. I didn't say I wanted to bake with you. Nah, that sounded rude. Now I feel bad. Computer, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Always a bunch of shit here. Okay, here we go. We're going to watch this video. I'm going to put on the desktop audio, I guess.
Thing that said if you take
Wait,
boiled
we got to
eggs.
start from the beginning.
Okay, I saw this thing that said if you take.
Wait, she starts with okay. It makes it sound like she's in the middle of it, but hold on, let's see. Duza says reverbescence. Reverbescence. Reverb is on. Oh, I got it. Yeah. Check. Okay, sorry about that. NY Carl says deuce from a butt. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
Okay, I saw this thing that said if you take boiled eggs, 6 of them, put them in the mixer.
Okay, we're not going to be using nearly that many eggs.
I'm going to put 6 boiled eggs. There's no way this can be good, but we're going to try it. And then you take,
This is Deliciously Bold is the name of the user here.
1/3 cup of sugar. We're going to dump that in. And I'm going to take a...
So what did we do here? Okay, so let's look at the ingredients here, and I think I've got them all. Hold on. We're going to divide everything by 3. It says 6 hard-boiled eggs. I'm going to have to boil these, fuck. And peeled and chilled. 1/3 of a cup sugar, 1/3 cup cocoa powder, 1/2 cup milk. Okay, I've got the cocoa powder, I've got sugar. That's no, we can't use that. Hold on. All right. Everybody calm down just a second here. We're going to get this. I'm going to get a pot going here. I'm going to fill it with regular water. Sorry everybody, I'm a little unprepared and I apologize. But we're going to put 2 eggs into a pot of water, and the way that I make hard-boiled eggs is that I start with lukewarm water and then I let it cook inside the lukewarm water with the water getting hotter. It's similar to, you've probably heard of the frog in the boiling pot. It's kind of that thing. So here we go, some eggs. Okay. All right, so that's going to start cooking. Computer, set timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
And let's continue on here. So we've got hard-boiled eggs, which we're working on, and then 1/3 cup. So we're going to be dividing all these ingredients by 1/3. So 2 eggs. Computer, what's 1/9 cup of sugar?
0.1111 cups of sugar weighs about 0.79 ounces.
Okay, so about 8 ounces of sugar. Whatever. Parasitosis is our weights and measures authority, so if you can convert all these into 1/3, that would help us.
But 6 boiled eggs, there's no way this can be good. But we're going to try it.
Always good to start your recipe by saying, there's no way this could be good. Because that way, like we said earlier, you're either pleasantly surprised or you're proven correct.
And then you take, 1/3 cup of sugar. We're going to dump that in.
We'll be using 1/9 cup.
And I'm going to take 1/3 cup of just cocoa powder.
Again, 1/9 cup.
Put that in. And then it said 1/2 cup of milk. So I'm just going to put that in. And you're supposed to blend it up.
1/2 cup. Computer, what's 1/2 divided by 3?
0.5 divided by 3 is approximately 0.1667.
Okay, so we'll use 0.167 cup of milk.
Really good. So we are going to blend it up, and this is going to get really, really loud. All right, okay, it's starting to be the consistency, but it's got the cocoa powder still on top, so.
So you kind of stir it a little
Let's try
bit while
this
you're
again.
doing it.
Good thing I have the lid. All right, let's see if this is good.
Looks like pudding.
I'm sure it is, because why wouldn't hard-boiled eggs mixed with sugar be good? Here, look at that. Ooh, it's actually really...
The only time I've ever heard of eggs and sugar working is in Japanese dishes.
It looks really good. That tastes just like pudding. Can't even taste the eggs. Wow. I do think I want to chill this for a little bit. I'm going to chill this and come back to it.
Okay, so while she's chilling, let's go ahead and sort of get our thoughts together. I want to check in a little bit with the chat here and see what you guys have been thinking here. I know you have questions. Lacey T says, I'm so confused. If you're going to use the yolks anyway, why not make custard? I wouldn't know how to make custard off the bat like that, but you're probably a more experienced cook than the average YouTuber. Let's see how our egg is doing here. Okay, we're already getting to a boil, which is nice. I'm going to prepare some cold water. We want to put our eggs into a cold water bath. Meanwhile, we can prep our other ingredients. Let's do that now. Okay. I'm going to go back to the part that had the ingredients here. How do I not? Okay, computer. What is 1/3 of a cup of sugar divided by 3?
From Quora.com. It is 3/4 cup of sugar.
Is that true? That sounds like bullshit. 3/4 of a cup is more than 1/3 of a cup. No. Let's try asking differently. Computer, what is 1/3 of 1/3 of a cup?
1/3 of 1/3 is 0.1111.
Okay, so we want 0.1111 of sugar. So I guess we're just going to fill this up to 0.1111 or whatever. Maybe like that. I don't know. There's no notches or anything to show that. So I don't want to put too much. I'll put that. Okay. And then we have to do the same thing for our cocoa powder. Computer, what is 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder?
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated. 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder is 40 grams.
40 grams. Well, that doesn't help us at all. This isn't in grams. Oh, fuck. Okay, so... And also, all I have is a half cup because the other one's being used. Computer, what is 1/9 of a cup
11 Cuban centavos is about $0.00463 US.
How do you do this? I have a half a cup here. Okay, computer, what is 1/3 of 1/3 of a cup divided by half?
0.3333 cups divided by 0.5 is approximately 10.67 tablespoons.
10 tablespoons of... and then, computer, how many cups is 10 tablespoons?
10 tablespoons is 0.625 cups.
Oh. So basically half a cup of chocolate. Wait, but that's more than 1/3 of a cup. Come on. I think instead of divided by half, I'm supposed to say times half. Computer, what is 1/3 of a cup times a half?
0.3333 cups times 0.5 is approximately 2.667 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. Let's just call it 2 tablespoons. This is ridiculous. And now we've got one more of these to do. Our eggs are boiling. That's good. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
You have 12 minutes left on your 20-minute timer.
Okay, we're doing okay. Computer, so I've got 1/4 of a cup here.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
No, I didn't ask it yet. We've got 1/4 of a cup. We need a half a cup of milk. So first let's find, computer, what's 1/3 of a half?
From Quora.com. Half of 1/3 is 1/6.
1/6, but we have, computer, how much of a 1/4 cup would be 1/6 of a cup?
0.1667 cups is 0.6667 quarter cups.
Okay, so half of a 1/4 cup. That's not bad. A little bit more than half. So let's do that of milk. We'll fill this up just a little bit over halfway. And it should weigh it down like that. Maybe that was a little too much. I don't know, but I think that it doesn't really have to be exactly precise. All right. So I don't normally do this, but I'm going to do something a little entertaining. Slash Knock says, Henry, did you hear about the streamer who computer plays Scatman? I'm
Scatman,
not familiar.
Skibabop by Scatman John from Apple Music.
Computer, stop! Oh boy, I think I got scammed. Dragon Ball Mike, cuttlefish and asparagus or vanilla paste. I say all of the above. All right. What I'm going to do now, since we have to wait for the eggs to continue to hard boil, is I'm going to pick up the guitar and we're going to do the thank you song now. This is to kill the time. Let me check in on our alerts, see if we've got any alerts coming in down the pike here. Nope, still just Scuba Steve. Thank you very much again, Scuba Steve, and thanks to everybody for your continued support. I'm going to do a thank you song that really expresses my gratitude toward the folks that run the Discord, the moderators, the big name streamers who've rated us and given us audience, the tier 3 subscribers, a few of the people that chime in, and the moderators always do such a great job. So thanks to everybody. And I don't necessarily always include everybody, but I like to include most of y'all. So if I don't, it's an oversight, and I apologize. But let's put the reverbs on. And Beelzebub had a request to do the song Mad World in the Kermit the Frog voice, which is there's a guy who did it on YouTube that's very entertaining, and I highly recommend it. But maybe we'll do sort of a version of that. I'll do the thank you song to the tune of Mad World, but also with the Kermit the Frog voice if I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Let me just get the chords here. Gary Jules. This was also a Tears for Fears. I think there's really only two parts of this. I have no idea how this is going to go. Fucking dingle bopping dummy hot bear 1110 do dingle dog ogle Dr. Flanges and Bacchus Shane, yes, Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, it's K, Kairosa, Bumble Vision, the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husky Boyle, Bill Larkin, Music, and the Toily Nim Nim, Amaru, Orcamind, S-Band, Bonnie, Dazzle Cat, Blurry Little Quest, Barson Vin, Nella, Parasitosis, and don't forget Quanto, Embry 225, Yarchasm, Nico Tezo, Michael Bublé 4422, Passion Error Minho, Shin 64, Midnight Faded, JSBX Fan Acity Test, Poolboy 789. Let's take the key up a little bit and maybe the Kermit can come out a little bit more. Dazzle Cat, Zodbane, Toke My Nuts, Saguaro, Ooh, Burrito 5555, Dinosaur, JV's Tech, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Hen Lips 1, Caitlin's Kitchen, D's Nuts, Game Master Flash, the Cat Food Taste Tester, the Chironex, Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi, Ransom, G-Arm, Cassidy Tisk, Michelle Heffy, Lee C.T. Purple Donut filling his fruit tankard in Borsenman Zodiac Tone, Gary Busey S. M.R. Lurk Walsh and his Nova Glarian, Mr. Gooseberry VT, and don't forget Quanto. Wow, thank you, Beelzebub. Thanks, Pancake King. Thanks, everybody. I didn't know that was going to be so well received, but it turns out it was very nice. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I appreciate it. I just realized also those chords are the same as... All the other kids with the pumped up kicks better run, I'll run my gun. Except for a lot higher. Maybe we could do that one sometime. Funk and Dingo Bob, Dom Beef, Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle Dog Goggle, Dr. Flanges Recus, Shane Yes, Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, it's Kate Pyros, Bumble Vision LGX. That song has been going through my head ever since I first heard it in 2012, and it never goes away. Okay. Computer, how much time left?
You have 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
Okay, I think we're getting close, you guys. Oh boy, my back hurts, my front hurts, my shoulders. It's a mad world. Dragon Ball Mike, you're right. I love their music. It's really good. That song is catchy AF. Parasitosis, these eggs are edging us so hard. Yeah? Okay. And Dan the Dork says, mostly my bottom that hurts. Yeah? Tailbone, lower lumbar, or maybe you're talking about your feet, your plantar fasciitis. Desolate Reality says, Henry, your arms are looking swole. When are you going to do a workout stream for the users? I don't know. I did one back in 2013, but I never followed it up with part 2, but it'll happen one day. Holy crap, awesome. Foster the People did irreparable damage to culture by enabling hipsters, but Torches and Supermodel were pretty albums. Enabling hipsters, okay. That seems like it's going deep down a cultural thing that I'm not aware of. I just think it's a cool song. All right. Computer, how much time left?
You have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
I wonder if we can probably, yeah, we've got 2 minutes. So let's just chat for 2 minutes. I don't know if anybody's checking, but I believe that they are currently rolling out, or very soon will be rolling out, episodes of Rhett and Link's Wonder Hole, which is how I got this Good Mythical Morning coffee mug swag. And I'm not sure if I can announce it yet, but let's just say that there's going to be some type of collaboration coming up in the future. Oh, okay, Dark Ages says, I watched the first episode. It's very good. Can't wait to see you. Okay, so they are rolling them out. I will be on one of the episodes coming up. So keep me posted on when that happens. I'll start following it too, but I have a weird thing where I don't use the internet. It's sort of a protest, I guess. Fondue Yourself says it's super catchy, but isn't it about a school shooting? Yeah. You know, there's a very long tradition. Three Penny Opera was about a serial killer. The song Mac the Knife, I'm sure you're familiar, or AC/DC's Every song that they have is about a serial killer, I think. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap was about a hitman, I believe. The musical Sweeney Todd was about a serial killer. It's a topic that's delicate, but interesting. Okay, so let's see. Computer, how much time left?
You have 20 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
20 seconds left on a 20-minute timer, gonna run. See, you can't get rid of that. It's impossible. Oh, Duzos says reverb a song. Check, 1. Okay, there we go. Parasitosis, Dirty Deeds starring Norm Macdonald is amazing. I think you mean Dirty Work, the movie Dirty Work. Computer, stop. And I think that was a Frank Sebastiano collaboration, if I'm not mistaken. Paramasta, hello, Henry. Have some of the Henry's Kitchen videos disappeared from the playlist on your channel or from your channel completely? I swear I saw that you had more a while ago and they've disappeared. Well, there's a couple of different... Oh, Parasitosis says, you're right, it just features the song and I get it switched. Oh, I see. It's all out there to whoever asked that because I saw it recently. I like to sit and watch the VODs. You need to check on YouTube. Okay, I think we're ready here. Hey, roast beef, we're boiling eggs. Aren't you excited? Oh, he's not even in his thing anymore. I don't know where he is. Uh-oh. We're going to have to check that out. But let's go ahead and put these eggs in our chill bath. Okay, that's what we're going to be using for our base. And this is excellent. What we have now is boiling water, so I'm going to pour this down the drain, and that's going to also get rid of our cockroach issue that we've been having. Yeah. They say that the most humane way to kill a cockroach is by boiling them to death. And I'm certainly not one that likes to cause suffering in any type of organism, so I like to do it that way. Cotton Candy WLW says, hey, bought your books and love the videos. Thanks for making them. Wow, thank you, Cotton Candy. That's very nice of you. If you're wondering what we're doing today, we're making beautiful egg WTF based chocolate pudding. WTF, of course, stands for what the fuck with a question mark. And we're going to go ahead and make that. We've got our ingredients here. We've got my cat roast beef is enjoying his food and water. So all is right with the world here at Henry's Kitchen at the moment. But hopefully we'll see what happens here. Now we have this kind of excruciating situation where we have to peel the eggs. I have a couple of devices here that are supposed to help with that. I don't know. We have this, which I think is more for the egg yolk. That's called the Yolk Buddy. And then this was gifted to me. Does anybody know how this works? And then there's this. It's a whole different thing. Metalist69 says it's a lot easier if you remove the packaging from the egg before boiling it. It cooks faster too. You mean you remove the shell before you boil it? That sounds counterintuitive to me. Oh, this doesn't work. They sell you these little gadgets. I think you just hit it up against that. Yeah, that's working. So we're kind of getting the outside of that. And then you just peel it off. Okay, well that does kind of work, I guess. Hey, that worked pretty well. I'm glad something's going well in the kitchen. We've had a couple of real clunkers recently, but wow, that was incredible. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that egg right in our blender right away. And then let's go ahead and get the other one. What did I do with the egg? Oh yeah, this thing here. So you want to go around the side of it. Kind of turn it while you're doing it. And then these beak things sort of crack the egg for you. Wow, I've never been able to peel eggs this easily as with using that device. I want to thank the user that gave them. Was that a collective gift from the users, or was it a specific users? It was very thoughtful. Cotton Candy says, the technique displayed in these recipes is my favorite part. I never would have thought to do that. Yeah, well, a long time ago I realized that my gift was as that of a cooking explainer. I guess you could say I'm sort of the Mariah Carey of the cooking explainer world. Okay, there we go. So we're going to put that in there. And let's see, let's take a look at our video here that we're going from. We've got this young lady here.
Dump that in.
First she put
Okay,
her...
I saw this thing that said if you take boiled eggs, 6 of them, put them in the mixer.
So we've done that part. We're dividing all of our ingredients by 2.
So I'm going to put 6 boiled eggs. There's no way this can be good.
Okay, she's saying there's no way this can be good. I wish I would have seen that before I chose to do this for the recipe.
We're going to try it. And then you take, 1/3 cup of sugar. We're going to dump that in.
Okay, let's put our sugar in now. Instead of 1/3 cup, we're using 0.1111 cups. Okay, let's continue on.
And I'm going to take 1/3 cup of just cocoa powder.
Okay. Cocoa powder. Of cocoa powder, we have the same amount, I think. Or we arrived somehow at a different amount with the... I don't know, whatever. Let's continue on.
Put that in. And then it said 1/2 cup of milk. So I'm just going to put that in.
Okay. So 1/3 of 1/2 cup is some portion of 1/4 cup. Okay. And if you get the math right, there's really no reason why any of this stuff should not work.
And you're supposed to blend it up really good. So we are going to blend it up, and this is going to get really, really loud.
So I'm going to try to memorize this ahead of
It's trying to
time.
be the consistency, but it's got that little the cocoa powder still on top.
She sort of stirs it as she goes.
Let's try this again. I'm going to have the lid. All right, let's see if this is good. I'm sure it is, because why wouldn't hard-boiled eggs mixed with sugar be good? Okay, look at that. Ooh, it's actually really... It looks really good.
Okay, let's not jump ahead of ourselves here. We need a spatula. By the way, anybody who saw the movie Weapons, what does this remind you of? I don't want to spoil anything, but wow. let's do this. I'm going to get this sideways. Put our blender into the forefront here. And is it plugged in? Yeah, it's plugged in. I need the top. You can't blend stuff unless you have the top. There's 4 parts to a blender. Top, and then this little thing. Otherwise it'll fly everywhere. How does this work? Come on, man. Okay, it was easier than I thought. All right. Okay, turn it on. So there's 7 speeds here. We've got puree, stir, chop, mix, liquefy, ice crush, and pulse. So I guess I'm just going to go ahead and push mix. Now you want to really be careful when you're doing this. It's kind of like what she did, I guess, but oh boy. That smells like eggs, and not in a great way. Weird. I don't know what we've gotten ourselves into here, but we don't have that consistency of pudding. I know the eggs aren't rotten, but they taste a little bit. We'll put it on pulse. Dan the North says it's supposed to look like diarrhea after Arby's night. Parasitosis says, and corn syrup. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take our bath, our cold bath that we used for our eggs, and pour that out. And we're going to use this for our pudding, for our serving of the pudding. So remember, Bill Cosby was very famous for pushing, I think it was Jell-O pudding or something like that. People seem to have forgotten about that because he's done so much other stuff since then. All right, here we go. I don't know, guys. It doesn't really have the consistency of pudding. Money Curse says, I bet you could use deviled eggs. Yeah, that's probably true. I want to check in with our alerts here. We've got still Scuba Steve. Thanks, Scuba Steve. Dan the Dork says maybe it needs to be chilled. Possibly, but we don't have time for that. I'm just going to go ahead and take a bite here. We're going to play a little bit of our game called Heavy Rain here in a second. Very interesting game we've been messing around with here. Do just a little bit of cleanup. Nah. Tastes like shit. The Chunks just said it perfectly. Drippy chocolate eggs. Yeah, we basically just wasted 2 hard-boiled eggs. You're supposed to put salt and pepper on a hard-boiled egg. Metalist69 says, tastes like shit, looks like shit, must be shit. Cotton candy, professional chef eats bowl of dog shit live on stream. Yeah, that could have been the headline. Nah. I gotta get some water. That sucked. This is bad. I don't know why that was supposed to be good. It looks like, I mean, am I wrong? But at the end, it literally looks like when she's eating it that it's good. Maybe hers came out good for some reason, but I mean,
That tastes just like pudding.
okay, she didn't necessarily say it tasted good. She said it tastes just like pudding, so it could be that maybe the pudding that she normally has isn't good, or she doesn't like the taste of
Can't
it.
even taste the eggs.
Can't taste the eggs. No, I taste the eggs.
Wow. I do think I want to chill this for a little bit. I'm going to chill this and come back to it.
But she said it was good anyway without even, look, maybe she combined the ingredients. She didn't do the math that we did, and there could have been something lost in translation. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I will say that this is not good. It tastes like shit, and of course it does. It's hard-boiled eggs scrambled in a blender with chocolate and sugar and milk. It sort of looks like pudding. I guess if you wanted to make a commercial for pudding, you could use this. I don't know why you would, but it's visually it looks like pudding, but Dan the Dork says maybe we skip the part where we swap it out with a pudding snack pack. Yeah, I would love one of those right now. Dragon Ball Mike, she wouldn't have lied to her viewers. That's out of the question. No, I don't think she lied, which means she's probably a witch with some sort of magic cast over the pudding. You know, I know that YouTube does attract people who practice the dark arts, but I don't really feel like she had that vibe. Pancake King says, maybe you left out the part of the recipe where you lie about tasting good. Oh, is that? Oh, maybe that's something that you're supposed to do. Fondue Yourself says, egg custard would have been better and easier. I've never made egg custard. It sounds difficult, because this wasn't very difficult, I gotta say. But tasted like shit. So there you go. I'm not upset. We do a lot of different things here, and every now and then we don't get it right. All right, let's go ahead and play a little bit of our game here. Metalist69 says, not all experiments are successful. That's absolutely true. As a matter of fact, sometimes you invent something by accident. I think it's pretty well known that Viagra was the result of a Swedish company that was trying to develop a cure for testicular cancer. And they had a trial group and a placebo. They had a control group and a placebo group, or whatever, double blind. And what they found is that it didn't cure the testicular cancer, but when the I guess the Swedish nurses were checking the men for testicular tumors or whatever, they noticed that they would become aroused. And that's how Viagra was invented. And so they just repackaged it and said, okay, well, we'll probably make a lot more money off of this. Slashknock says, sorry, but could you repeat what you said when the blender was on? I didn't hear. I think I was just reading off the chats. So I apologize if I missed anything. Ligos96, you're absolutely right. Always pivot and lean in. You grow up with your dream being an astronaut. Turns out you're not good at math, so you become a musician. You're not good at that either, so you become a comedic musician. You eventually become a has-been. Pivot, become a guy who teaches people how to cook on YouTube, and lean in. That's the secret to success. Fitchin' Hat says Pringles and tennis balls. Those are two things for sure. I don't know why we brought those up, but it could be that that was something that somebody said. Parasitosis says that is how you get hit by a ball and go to first base. Okay. All right, everybody. It's time to play a little bit of our... oh, it's a Hedberg reference, Stitch and Hat says. Oh, of course. Now I get it. Yeah. Mitch Hedberg famously said when people used to comment that his comedies seemed a little bit like maybe derivative of Stephen Wright, he rightfully said that's ridiculous. It's like saying that Pringles, because they put it in a tennis ball can. There's a whole thing. Get it from him instead of secondhand from me. R.I.P. the great Mitch Hedberg. Steel Lizard, life goals. Yep. Okay, everybody. We lost one follower or one viewer with my poor rendition of the Mitch Hedberg statement. I am going to now put on the game. So it's always a little bit of a pain in the ass. So how about, why don't I show you a video that It's Kate made of Henry's Kitchen as though it were a 90s sitcom while I set up the game. Here we go. Everybody, and I'll see you next time. Hold on. My God. Why is this game such a pain in the ass? Literally have no control. Okay, here we go. All right. Parasitosis says all kids out of the pool. I want to get everything arranged here. For gameplay. I think we're ready. Hold on. I gotta go to the variety. There's always a little bit of a learning curve here. Okay. I gotta crop this. I gotta put this thing up and go to here, turn on the desktop audio. Okay. I'm going to check in with chat for a second. Do you see me? Do you hear me? And do you see the game? And am I in the bottom right corner of your screen? Looks and sounds good. Thanks, Cotton Candy. Okay, we're getting a lot of yeses from everybody. Thanks, everybody. Okay, well, let's see what's going on with this guy. So if you haven't played this game, this guy accidentally killed both of his kids, and his wife is very angry with him about it. You could say he's in the proverbial doghouse. And
When the parents came home from church, all their children were gone. They searched and called for them.
exercises.
They cried and begged, but it was all to no avail. Children have never been seen again.
Okay, well that's encouraging. A locker ticket. This guy has blackouts, so he's trying to solve a little mystery of his own. And
I have
also,
to get out of here and find out what this ticket is about. It looks like the ticket to a locker. This angel on the ticket, I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. That letter might be linked to Sean's disappearance. I need to show it to the police. The origami figure in my hand after my blackout. It's the same one the killer leaves in the hands of his victims. I've never done origami in my life.
Alright, well let's get out of here. Or should we check this? I'm one of those guys who likes to explore every part of a game. I can't leave? That damned rain! Memento except world's worst father. You're absolutely right. Where am I going? I'm in the backyard. Am I gonna find a body? LeBrat says, well, we know he's in northwestern Washington. Yeah, probably so. Or maybe Vancouver. For our friends from the Great White North. Okay, I don't know what the purpose was of this. Trapped in some guy's backyard. I'd like to go back, please. Ah, this game, I tell you. Like, I want to do some stuff. If anybody's played this, just let me know where I'm supposed to go. Side yard. Yeah, can I go around here? So was I not in my house? Yeah, there you go. Good call. Thank you. I need that. Thanks, Dragon Ball Mike. Oh, who are all these people?
Mr. Mars, did your son disappear? Mr. Mars, can you confirm that your son has disappeared? Do you think your son's still alive?
Well, that was an exciting chapter.
Gonna have to make it through the crowd. I can't take crowds. Just can't handle it. I can't make it. Too many people. Too many people.
I can do this. Blackout. Time stops. I guess we get to see what happens during one of his blackouts.
Jason!
Dad!
Jason!
Dad!
Jason! Jason!
Where am I supposed to be going?
Dad!
All right. Oh, there he is. Okay, so this is sort of a happy ending in a way because we found the kid.
Jason!
Is this a dream? He's having a nightmare, says Schneeps plays. Boob. More like Haboob. Holy crap, awesome says all of this really happened in his life. Yeah, that's a rule with video games. They have to be based on a true story. He made it to the luggage lockers. Oh, wait a second. Very confused. Am I going in this?
Line 18, box number 3.
$18. Gotta go a long way here. This feels a little bit like Silicon Valley. Tell me the next location where I can install one of my boxes.
Line 18, box number 3.
How did that... Okay. I was yapping. Okay, 17, and then it stops. This happens to me at the hotels all the time, too. 15, 17. Where the... Oh, there's 19. Come on. Oh, here it is. 18. Okay.
Line 18, box number 3.
Oh, God. It's a box of origamis. I say it's origamis. Or it's a human head. Oh, we're not going to get to see? Maybe that's a cliffhanger. Maui Girl says it's filled with pudding. Could be. This guy's in a lot of shitty hotels. I wonder if he's a stand-up comedian. You're right. Bazinga. Schneeb's Place, his day job is to rank motels on Yelp. Oh, that's probably it. I'm going to sit and chill here for a second. Oh, what am I saying? I can't chill. Let's go out, take a look outside here. Get some light in this place. Nothing there. Oh, God. Nothing there. Here we go. Guys, this is going to be the cliffhanger for the day. Oh, thanks so much, Beelzebub, for gifting a Tier 1 sub to Cotton Candy. Thanks for subscribing, Cotton Candy. Thanks for joining us today. We have a gun and a piece of origami. Has the origami been here? As you prepare to show courage to save your son, Joe's Garage. Oh, wait a second. So is it possible that he's not the origami killer? His phone has an SD card.
Help! Dad!
Sean.
Where are you? I'm so cold. Dad! Dad!
Yeah, call the cops now. How far are you prepared to go to save someone you love? Five origami figures. Each figure is a trial. Each trial provides letters. The letters reveal an address. Guys, we're going to have to do this as a collaborative thing because I'm not good at this stuff. Lacey T brings up a good point. He doesn't sound like he's in that much danger. I mean, he says he's cold, but I mean... Okay. Lucky Block, have you heard of Joe Bartolozzi, and would you ever want to stream with him? Yeah, I know that name. I think we interacted at some point in the past. Sounds good to me. Coca Paraset, the kid is like mildly bothered. Dark Ages says, is there a chance the sun is pranking you? You know what? We have to look into every possibility. All right, I think that's going to do it for the game
Killer
for
is
today.
white, aged between 30 and 45. He doesn't act on impulse, but plans his crimes in a very meticulous fashion. He doesn't have anything personal against the victims. That's why he covers their faces with mud, to make them anonymous.
Why does he kill them if he doesn't have anything against them?
For him, they're more of an image, a symbol. That's probably why he gives them an origami figure and an orchid as gifts to apologize for what he's done to them.
Very interesting. And where does all that get us?
We're going to find out when we come back next Wednesday. It always says that, and it's scary, but that's okay. Exit the game. Yes. That was a lot of fun, you guys. You know what? I think today was fun. I'm going to throw this trash away. Let's see if roast beef is back in his situation. Yeah, he's back in bed. He got up, had a little bit of food, and I think a bowel movement. Either that or I'm mistaking it with what we made today. I don't know. Sorry, that was a cheap joke. Hey. Ow. I hope you guys had fun today. I think we learned a little bit. Not everything's fun. Sometimes it's got to be about learning, and I think we did that today. So, Lacey T says, if you're looking for a stream to raid, Nick Klutzo is doing a marathon. Okay, let's check out Nick Klutzo. I'll absolutely do that. I want to thank everybody so much for joining us today. Nick Klutsko. Doing some music, is that right? Oh yeah, this looks right up our alley. Hey everybody, I want to say thank you so much for joining us here on Henry's Kitchen. Sorry the meal that we made came out like shit, but I think that's partly the internet in general to blame. Dark Ages says that this guy's doing a vinyl release, so I'm in the mood to watch some music this afternoon. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and raid Nick right now. I'll see everybody on... Oh, sorry. The Steam is trying to add all kinds of shit, I guess. Let me get rid of that. Yeah, it's trying to do a download. Hold on a sec. All right, there we go. I need to figure out how I can get Steam to stop trying to download shit while I'm trying to stream because it messes everything up. Okay, everybody. Thanks, Pancake King. Thanks, Parasitosis, Beelzebub, Lucky Block 13. Thank you, everybody. I had a great time. Michael Bublé missed the pudding. I'll give you one last shot of it before I throw it in the trash. It's basically hard-boiled eggs mixed in a blender with sugar, and it wasn't very good. In fact, it's kind of nasty. But here we go. This is Nick Klutzko, who just came up with a vinyl release, and it looks like some cool stuff going on. Here we go.